All right, welcome to episode 10. That's right, double digits for Pixelated Perception, starring yours truly, Russell Jimmy, followed shortly after by the one and only Big Cat Man. He's here in spirit, trust me. What about Rodney? He's here not in spirit.
Hello there. I mean, flesh and spirit, I guess. Meaty spirit. My spirit is very
Meaty
meaty.
spirit, yes. And then bringing up the rear, last but certainly not least,
Of course, the one
Lerone.
that takes the rear.
What's good? What?
What? Nothing. Shut up.
So we've had much happen. Does anybody want to start with their gaming previous weekage?
Man.
I'll go. I'll make it quick.
Let's go with Lerone. He never goes
So-
first.
We got 3 games we played in last week. It's just surprising given my track record.
Starfield and Starfield.
No, we got 4 games. Yo. Okay, we got Starfield. I tried to play it again. I couldn't do it. I had to cave on that one. The game. I'll try again in 2 years when the mods make it good. Right now, it's not for me personally. It's not for me personally. I'm not gonna say it's a bad game. It's kind of a boring game. That's my take on it.
I feel like that's
so I'm just gonna let
worse.
that go. It is. It really is. But again, that's just my personal preference. I feel like Master Punk was the wrong aesthetic for that game. He probably should just try to like I don't know, Fallout in space. That would probably will at least I don't know, hit a little closer. Game feels sterile. That's the best way I could put it. Like I walk into a museum. But
Damn, that's
yeah. So after that, we had Baldur's Gate. Now Baldur's Gate is a good game, but I had to personally tap out of it just because the gameplay in general just wasn't my personal preference. But it was one of those games where no. It was one of those things where I can't say that the game was bad because it wasn't. It was a good quality all around. Like it just wasn't. It didn't mesh well with me personally. And then what was the last game? We did the first Ascended beta. Cons, that game was a Nexon game, but besides that, I had a good time for those parts. I really don't normally play looter shooters.
Oh, you know you spending money.
I don't want to
Big
spend money
money in
because
this
fucking
biz,
Nexon.
bro. Big money in it.
Nexon. I
Unfortunately.
really hope they do something. They got a couple things they need to work out, but overall, it was a decent game from Nexon. Again, I have a rocky relationship with Nexon, just given my track record playing their games, how they always just microtransaction the hell out of everything. But fingers crossed, it doesn't go to shit too fast. Fingers crossed.
Fast enough for you to enjoy it and then dip.
Right, I'm at least some kind of sit down time before that. Just start nickel and diming me.
Fair enough.
And what was else? Oh yeah, and Cyberpunk. I played the 2.0 patch. They fixed the game surprisingly. I'm here ready for the DLC. Right?
I can't believe it's a thing now.
Right? They did not waste the second chance they were given. They fixed it. The fact they had an ad where the tagline was pretty much "the game is fixed now" was kind of funny.
I don't think it is, but
that's
I
pretty
appreciate
funny.
the attempt.
Yeah, Infamous has a very non-forgiving stance on the game. I'll let them cook.
Forgiving.
Like for what it is, it was solid. It was solid. I'm really curious to see how good the DLC is. So my expectations are somewhat high again. Don't fuck it up, please.
Well, they
And
yeah, they gonna drop the ball.
Yeah, especially now that you said that. Yeah, it's game over.
Jinx that shit out of existence.
Oh,
they gonna nickel and dime you to hell. Straight to
Cyberpunk?
Oh.
That's
and they spoiler time. You just find a late conversation. That's
oh yeah, Denzel.
That shit crazy.
Hey, look, I was here this whole time, man. My mic has been garbage. I actually said earlier, you can't keep a good cat man down. So here I am. I'm back. All right.
Oh my
can't keep me out.
Oh God.
Jesus
God.
Stop.
You never left, right?
I shouldn't have left, but You know, Mike had other plans.
Poo-poo doodle Mike, but
overall,
Cyberpunk, yeah, I like
yeah.
the synergies and stuff they added to the skill trees. I think that stuff's interesting. It's definitely better than whatever nonsense they had going on before. It did seem like they made the game significantly harder, and somebody in CD Projekt Red was like, "Yo, when you shoot guns, that shit's gonna drain your stamina, bro. That's how we gonna balance that shit." Except they forgot to make them do damage. So whenever they get around to that next patch, we gotta make them guns do some damage. That make me a little bit happier. They did fix the aim assist on controller. I know there's not a lot of controller gamers anymore who care about anything, but
Wow.
holy fuck, did that game feel like shit?
Yeah, it did.
And they fixed
Yes,
that,
it
so
did.
that's good. That's very good. You can't fix a mediocre story and bad characters, in my opinion, but maybe they'll add new stuff and evolve what they already had. I hope.
I mean, aren't they already working on the sequel?
What was that shit
Yeah,
called? Like
but
Project Orion or something?
Cyberpunk Orion, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Something
I mean,
like
if
that.
anything, they
Better be
better be
third
learning
person.
from the mistakes they made in the first one. Better be. I honestly, I feel like they don't.
It'll be much better, I'm sure.
They don't have a choice. I mean, I'll believe it when I see it.
Making believers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anything
like,
else?
oof.
Oh, I mean,
Oh, and I did play
we'll get.
I did play the
Go
Pokemon
ahead.
Till Mask DLC so far. It's alright. It's good. Pokemon number say right there.
Word.
It was a good
Pokemon.
DLC so far.
Pokemon.
Yeah, for
Pokemon.
the
Pokemon out of
Till
10.
Mask DLC came out, new region, new map, pretty sizable.
Is that the one with the
Decent.
super long neck Raikou Pokemon? Is that what that was from?
No, that wasn't DLC. That was just something they added, I believe.
Oof. They really
I
turned
believe
the
that was part of the
Thunder
DLC. I could be wrong
Jaguar
about that.
into a
Big
I
giraffe,
think that's just a terror raid that's
bro.
going to happen at some point, or it already happened.
Why you laughing, man? That man's a
You already
fucking
have
menace.
giraffe Pokemon. Why would you need to turn a lightning tiger into a long neck giraffe?
I mean, they turned Suicune into a T-Rex.
Yeah, these are the same
That
people
shit
who
was
literally
strange.
I just hope they
made
don't hurt Entei. Entei was the coldest one.
bag of trash and a chandelier. So I mean, they be out here. They be out here doing some wild stuff.
They out there. So yeah, that was 5 games. This was a big week for your boy. Yeah, had some free time. Let's go.
Honestly,
Gamer hours.
yeah, that's wild.
All
Usually
right.
you be in the trenches for real.
Yes, sir. Well,
What's
yeah,
go
that's
next?
me.
Denzel, would you like to go next, good sir?
For sure. I'm playing some good old Baldur's Gate. So, I've been making some very interesting decisions that I am very on the fence about sometimes. But we gonna make it. We gonna make it through,
Sometimes.
and we gonna beat everybody in our path. Overall, having a lot of fun with the game, though. Think that it is probably gonna be game of the year if Legend of Zelda doesn't just like snuff everybody out, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But
Hope
other
not.
than that,
Agreed.
I played a little bit of what is it? The Last Descendant. Is that the name of the game?
First
With you
Descendant.
First
guys,
Descendant.
the First Descendant. Not really my cup of tea, to be honest. I just see that it's gonna be monetized to hell, and I'm like, I'm not even about to give them an opportunity to think that they're gonna be running my pockets like this. Nope. I got my pockets
So you
ran
feel me,
by a
Mike?
child. I mean, I got my pockets ran as a
What?
child.
What?
By a
Hey,
Hey,
yo.
look, pickpockets,
Yo,
bro.
that's
Pickpockets
crazy.
are real out here.
Next time I got this man
But
messed up. Gee, that's crazy.
I mean, shit. Look, bro. When I was a kid, Nexon was taking money out of my pockets at a rate that I shouldn't even have been able to fund. It doesn't even make sense that I had the money to give them in the first place. But I know that they got hundreds of dollars out of me from the ages of like 11 to like 15 at least. So
And that's wild, because
we're
you ain't
we're
working
not
yet. Like,
going.
where was you getting all that money from?
I was
Allowance,
trapping the
bro.
Nexon. No, fuck, I ain't getting no allowance. I was
This
going
been
to the
cutting out hard
store
as hell.
telling them, "Hey, yo,
And he's
am
too
I?"
loud.
you
You're
gotta
sound fine, but you're
10.
getting so loud, it's cutting you off.
Oh, you're
Oh, that's
peeking the
some
mic.
bullshit.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right,
calm that
can't even get
down.
excited, man. They be trying to hold me. All right, they be trying to hold me back, but I was
This
trapping the
man was.
Nexon
He
cars,
had the
going to
tin
Target
can.
on my
Please, sir.
bike, bro. On my bike,
Special
going up there getting the
cheese.
Nexon cars, selling the $10
Oof.
cars for $20, talking about his door-to-door service, nigga. I was out there trying to make
Oof.
it, man. But yeah,
This
Nexon
man really out
is
here.
definitely the devil. So I don't trust that game at all. They do have some fat asses though on all of the character models that are of the
That's what he
feminine
gets the best.
persuasion. I mean that shit. They know what they're doing, bro. They know exactly what they're doing. But that game was I've been playing through Armored Core again. I'm on my second playthrough, and it's kind of cool how the playthrough works. It's like basically they don't really have you restart the game or do new game plus. You just go through and do the same missions over again with slight differences. So I'm getting really close to the second playthrough. I'm hoping that I can get the ending I want, which is going to be helping like the liberation of Rubicon. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. And other than that, I was on a trip recently, so I was playing my Switch for the first time in a while. And I picked up Shin Megami Tensei 5, which I still haven't beat. And yeah, that game is the dungeons in that game kind of fucking annoying. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But
Yeah,
overall, the
S&T
game
built
is
different.
good. It's just, bro, I'm sure that I promise you, whoever made that shit, they were like, bro, I'm cooking right now. The dungeon I was in, they were like, I'm cooking, bro. You gotta hop on fans so that you can get blown across to the other side to make it up to the next level so you can go down. They thought they was doing, nigga, that shit was garbage. That shit was
Yeah.
hot garbage, and I hated it. But, I needed something to play on the plane, so
It
we
was
got
hot
through it.
garbage, and I
We
hated it.
got through it.
Yeah, I heard Shin Megami
Um,
Tensei was always like unfiltered persona.
Yeah, it's definitely like a harder
yeah.
version of that game.
Yeah.
It's less fun for sure. I mean, not necessarily all the time,
It's weird
but
because I
like,
feel like it's like the reverse, right? It's like the spinoff is
mhm.
Persona, but that appeals to the more casual and wider audience, and the actual main series S&T is more niche now. I feel like it normally goes the other way around, but the spinoff is a niche one.
Yeah,
But yeah,
funny how
that's how
that
that go.
works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that. But one day I'll
All
beat it.
right.
I've got like 40 hours into
One
it, so hopefully I'll beat
one
it one
day.
day.
I respect the
Yeah.
dedication.
Other than that, I
Yes.
think that's pretty much it for me.
All right. Rodney.
Been all over the place, man. Uh, Baldur's Gate, First Descendant. What else? Payday 3.
Payday.
First
Payday.
Descendant, Payday 3. A little bit of the last. What is it? Last Remnant, or not the Last Remnant, just Remnant. I'm thinking of a different game. Remnant 2. We gotta finish that out. We're on the last world. Knock that off the list. So yeah, we've been pretty busy. Pretty busy.
Pretty
And it's
busy.
only
Anything
gonna get
specific?
busier.
Anything specific you want to talk about there?
Baldur's Gate is absolutely amazing.
What have you got up
First
to?
Ascendant, I am in. I'm in Underdark. Moonrise Towers. Heading to Moonrise Towers, but me being me, I have to literally cover every piece of ground I can and see what lies in wait.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, these games. I'm already an explorer when it comes to games, but these games definitely reward exploration.
Oh yeah, every nook, every cranny.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's definitely interesting. This is my first real like deep dive into D&D based anything. Like we played Divinity, but pretty Alex was holding us by the hand, pretty much doing everything. I don't count that. But yeah, it's I like it. It's fun.
Okay.
Very fun. I would honestly give it like minus the discrepancies and bugs that I've run into a couple times. Probably like a
Oh
solid
yeah, I hard
9
crashed a couple
right
times, so I
now.
did play.
I hard crashed a couple times. There was one point where the textures just literally didn't load in. And it was
Nice.
like that until I had to delete the game and reinstall it. Then when I
What the
reinstalled it
heck?
and played it, for some reason non-essential NPCs had no voices. So I had to delete it again and reinstall it. And now everything works perfectly fine.
Keep
So
in
it's very
mind that
weird, but
Rodney just has like a really
I
unique
was
case
just
of
about to say
always
that.
breaking his games. Like no matter what game it is,
Yeah,
even if it
whatever
doesn't
games I
have any
play,
bugs, they break.
I will find them. I will find them. Like I'll Assassin's Creed fell under the world within the first 30 minutes. It's a long list of unfortunate circumstances.
Ronnie has been under the
Unfortunately,
map of every game he's ever played on accident.
I mean, either I've
Unironically
fallen through the map, broken the game to the point where I just had to stop it and restart it, or something similar to that effect. Don't know why. Like I'll just be here to play. Like I don't know what's going on, man. I'm just here.
though.
But yeah,
Right.
it's other than that, even with all that, I would still give the game an easy like 9. Just the characters are amazing, the story is amazing, the gameplay is actually
Mm.
really super stupid deep beyond what my little smooth brain can handle in a D&D.
Move brain.
But yeah, it's better be game of the year. Or at least get
It's
some type
pretty
of
good.
award. It's gotta get an award. Like ain't no way.
I'm sure it'll get a award. I hope it gets Game
Yeah.
of the Year. I don't think Zelda. I don't think the game barely functioning on a 10-year-old console that did the same thing as the previous game deserves to be Game of the Year. I don't know. Doesn't
I
make sense to
mean,
me.
I gotta say, Zelda is definitely a cultural phenomenon right now for this release because of all the stuff you can do. But overall, game wise, I definitely think Baldur's Gate should get it easy.
Yeah, I mean, Payday.
Payday is it's payday.
Payday.
That's the best way I can describe it. It ain't no 3, but it ain't no 9. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's very middle of the road. Like it's fun to play with friends. I would never play it by myself. Uh, just good mindless fun for like a few hours with the homies when you want to see how many times you can screw up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If real life ain't enough, video games got
yeah,
you covered.
yeah. Kind of miss Payday 2. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Damn.
I mean, that game also had like
Just because it
how
has
many
more
years of
content. That's
DLC?
that's yeah.
Yeah.
Like more guns, more content, more missions. But I mean, obviously the game
Yeah.
literally just dropped last week. So I mean, and I think
Yeah.
I still got like what 1 or 2 more to do.
Yep.
I want to say yeah. But I mean, it's
I'm
not
pretty
not
sure there's
bad.
a bunch of stuff that apparently unlocks as your infamy ranks up, like a bunch of armor customization and weapons.
Ah. So yeah, we gotta play it more. But we've only played it once, but we played it for like what 6 hours, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
We were
So I
heisting.
mean, yeah, we was heisting. It's not bad. Solid game to play with your friends. It's only $40. Like if it was a $70 purchase, I would not have bought it. Like
Yeah.
no, it's not worth $70, but it's definitely worth a solid 40. So do with that what you will.
Solid game out of
Uh,
10.
yeah, like a solid 6.5. Like
Yeah.
to me, six is not bad. Like Resident Evil 6 was like a 4. You know what I'm saying? It worked kind
Yeah, it
of.
was slightly worse than average.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, like just because you got a lot of content, don't mean it's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, all in all, a solid week for games overall. Just nothing bad. I haven't played anything bad. I will say that.
It's good.
I think that's
Anything
it for
else?
me.
You're good? I mean,
I'm
I pretty
super
much have
hyped for
paid.
what's coming out.
Oh yeah, tons of stuff coming out, but I play pretty much the same stuff. I was playing Payday with Rodney. I have pretty much the same opinion as Payday. Uh,
Yeah.
add more stuff, it gets more fun. Pretty much it. The first Ascendant is a South Korean free to play. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be free to play, like MMORPG kind of thing. Um, that's basically a recipe for no one likes you, but the gameplay is decently fun and the characters are cool. So it has that going for it.
Yeah.
That was cool. I don't look forward to seeing how long the grinds will be to get things you want in the real game, but we'll see.
Ooh, yeah.
Payday, yeah, like I said. Starfield, I think I played a little bit of Starfield, and same thing as Lerone was saying. If you're not on those quests, that game is boring as sin, dude. That's crazy. Those quests are good, but if you're not doing them,
Ooh.
it is not Fallout, it is not Elder Scrolls, it is not fun walking around. And whoever was like, yo, let's design this game with shooting again with some cap ass decision, like using stamina to shoot in Cyberpunk, and this game was like whenever you move or once you shoot, the bloom on your gun is maximum. Screw your accuracy. Fuck you.
Ooh.
Ridiculous decisions. But
Nice.
you know. What else did we play? Mortal Kombat 1.
Oh, you played
Forgot
that?
that
AKA
came
Mortal
out.
Kombat 12. Yeah, it's playing a bunch of that. Um, I think the gameplay is significantly more fun than MK11's. MK11's felt like a very slow, very bare bones, very boring Mortal Kombat. This game has a lot of that DNA in it, but they've loosened up the notches a little bit. They let you go a little crazy. Like instead of having like weird offensive and defensive meters, they brought it back to just the 3 EX bars, and they added a cameo bar, which is like your assist in like a Marvel vs. Capcom game. And however, that assist pretty much fills in the gaps for your character. Like in MK11, your character is usually bad at something, whereas in I would say MKX and MK9, you had characters that are really strong in something. I feel like in MK11, it was more about what are you not weak in, and the characters that were weak in the least amount of things were the best characters in the game.
Makes
MK1, you have
sense.
the cameos to fulfill this like hole, so it makes a lot of the characters, even the bad ones, viable because they have options to do things. Like if your character has no mix, you can get an assist that gives you mix. Character has no combo potential, like with damage output, you can get an assist to help your damage output. If you have really unsafe strings and stuff, or you can't put people under pressure a lot, you can make an assist, make it safe. There's still, of course,
Mm.
characters that are better and characters that are worse, but that makes a lot of them more viable. So, like,
Yeah.
that was more fun, definitely. I think the fatalities, which I had a big problem with MK, honestly, in MKX and MK11, less in MKX. MK11 was really felt like, how disgusting can we make the annihilation of the human body? Like, it felt like it was really fantasizing on the gore. Like,
The gore porn.
uh, yeah, like to a level that was
Annihilation of
not
the human
fun.
body.
Like, I feel like Mortal Kombat was always fun and goofy. Like, it always knew what it was, and MK11 felt like it was really just. I don't want to see the man's entrails come out and like him eat them, and then puke come out, and then like, no, bro, like, calm down. Like in comparison to that, in this game, Shao Kahn jumps into the air, flings you around like a cartoon character, like a windmill, like, and your skin fucking rips off of your face, and he throws you to the ground, you explode into like bones and shit. Like, it's just goofy. It's more. I like that better. It's way more fun.
Fair enough.
There's no crypto, which kind of sucks, and there's really awkward ways of unlocking things. Like it's very clear they want you to interact weekly and daily, like get that character or that player retention, which
Yeah.
that sucks. I hate that shit. Especially in MK, which used to be just gold mines of content in the game right out the gate. But the gameplay is fun. That's pretty much all that really matters. It's definitely more lenient than MK11 was, and that's really good. I want more characters though for sure. I think the characters they have are fine. But like they have the cameo characters, some of them are not real characters, like Goro, he's not a real playable character. They have Striker, who's not a playable character. They have Serena, who's like a PS2 character that hasn't been around. Like, I'd rather have the characters who haven't been around, like Serena, who I think is they redid her, made her interesting at least. And like Striker, who's barely been in a lot of games. I don't know. I don't think of other characters they had. They had Cyrax, Sector. They've been in a couple of the games, but I always liked having them in it. So I'd prefer to have them than like random jobbers like fucking who's in the game? Reiko. Reiko is in this game as a playable character. Like I don't care about Reiko, bro. I don't care about. I mean, Havoc's a cool idea. I think his design in this game is worse than his OG one. Havoc was like this Chaos Realm guy who like rips his body parts off to attack you, which is like fun and goofy. Like I said, Mortal Kombat. But like he's a real person in this game. Like he's a real face. And I'm pretty sure in the old games he was like a skeleton face. So it's like weird seeing him talk when his mouth is like missing and his head's fucking off of his body and shit. Like that's a little weird. But tangents aside, game's pretty good. Definitely better than MK11. I'm interested to see what they do. The DLC is gonna go crazy. I definitely want to see that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Freaking
Omni
Omni
Man,
Man. Yeah, Omni Man. That's crazy.
Homelander.
I think Ermac's gonna be in the DLC too. I don't know how Ermac's
Mhm.
out of the game by base, but I love Ermac. Ermac's cool. What else did we play? Separate Ways DLC for Resident Evil 4.
I haven't
Alright,
Oh,
played
so
yeah.
it yet, but I wants to play
anyone has
that.
never played Resident Evil 4, you have forsaken God and you will be going to hell, but in the
Wow.
original RE4 in the original RE4, they had Separate Ways as like this thing you unlocked after you beat the game on the GameCube, and it was like what Ada was doing in the background during all Resident Evil 4. Super cool. It was free. Bunch of reused assets, right? And at the end, I think they kind of came up with a bunch of wacky stuff. Like I think the end of Separate Ways, you're fighting like a battleship, and the battleship has cannons that are like actual ship cannon size, attacking a woman who's like 5 feet tall and 110 pounds. Like absolutely ridiculous. Um, and the story, like, it wasn't like a super unique story. It was just following the main game, showing you what happened, a little bit extra stuff. But it was cool. The PS2 version came out, and they released a thing called Assignment Ada on top of that, which was like even more cheaply made additional story thing, but it was still pretty fun. And I feel like not only did this game kind of combine those two, this DLC, which costs money, it costs $10, it was free, but
That's
they
not bad.
combined those two, and they added significantly more content. Like it feels like its own game. It's super good. Ton of new stuff. Pretty much all the stuff they cut out from the RE4 remake is in this game. If you're a fan of Resident Evil at all, this feels like the game I want Resident Evil 4 to be. Like there's so many fan throwbacks of stuff between the movies and the games. Like Resident Evil movies suck, but that one laser hallway scene was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I'm saying. Um,
I was wondering that makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
a certain boss fight that wasn't in the base game shows up, and that's pretty cool. And it's like 6 hours or something. Like it's pretty long. Like it's definitely longer than Resident Evil 3 remake, which is hilarious. But
Mm,
I mean, I guess it's also longer than R2
$10.
remake, but it feels good. It feels lots of content, very fun. Ada's a ton of fun to play. She has like all interesting new mechanics. Some of her voice acting is a flat to say the least, but what are you gonna do? You know, it can't be perfect. $10, definitely worth $10. Definitely worth the time. It's very condensed, excellent. Very impressed with that.
Nice.
Anything else I played? I don't think I played anything else.
I mean, nothing we haven't already
Yeah, I think we
said that we
over
played as a
everything.
group. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so now to the good stuff. Because holy crap, where we're starting in these gaming news, bro. God damn, I don't even remember where we left off last time. I do remember. Lerone, what did we learn that came out as coming out? That shouldn't be coming out by any right.
What, Vampire? Or you talk about something else?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes?
Can you all not hear each other?
No, I can hear him. I
Oh.
think it just cut out for a second, but yeah. What did we learn?
Vampire?
Vampire, The Masquerade, Bloodlines Due is
That's actually
confirmed
that
to
game
have
has
a
actually
developer.
survived. That's crazy. Get that developer a medal. Like what?
Dude, they are literally either signing their success ticket or their death warrant. One or the other.
What the hell is
So God
happening?
bless them for trying.
I'm hoping it's the former and not the
You
latter.
know,
Yeah.
because they had a trailer. Definitely reusing some of the assets from the old version, which is good. I mean, they're gonna have a basis to go off of, but they changed up the story, and instead of being a thin blood lameo, you're gonna be an elder relearning to get their powers, which in Vampire Masquerade, obviously being an elder vampire is a lot cooler than being a lameo, so you
Yeah.
know, that's awesome.
Very awesome.
I'm
The
glad it's
combat we
coming out.
saw looked kind of clean. It was good.
Yeah,
It
they
was good.
showed combat
I
mode.
thought the game was just look. Vampire Masquerade, the 2004 game, I believe it was like one of my top three games ever. And like, oh my god, so many bad games have come from that IP since. Werewolf the Apocalypse, you remember that, my guy? Swan
Whoop,
Song. You don't know about Werewolf the
whoop.
Apocalypse?
I know, but whoop.
I've never heard of that.
Oh wee.
I've never heard of it
Terrible.
either.
Oh, we'll look at that later.
Oh,
That is
look,
straight
yes.
garbage.
Oh my
A
god, that
super
was horrible.
budget third-person action adventure game from like it should have came out 2008, but it came out like 2018 or some stuff like that. Maybe even later.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was.
And it sucks because it's on a super cool IP too, and it's just like nope,
Nope.
nope.
Yeah. It was Swan Song and Blood. Like, honestly, out of all the crap games that came out from that IP since the Vampire Masquerade, Blood Hunt wasn't the worst, but still,
Blood Hunt
Battle
had
Royale with
cool
Vamp.
mechanics, but yeah, it was a battle royale game. That's the only problem.
Yeah,
Battle Royale game that played awfully.
yeah. You definitely
I think
felt
the
the
gameplay
player
looked
base
good.
drop out.
I mean,
Yeah.
the last time we tried to go back to it, we couldn't even get into a lobby.
I think it's
Giving
still
you
alive
up.
somehow. So
It's,
Is it?
bro, it's probably like 25 people still playing that game. Let's be honest.
maybe they're the biggest fans of Vampire the Masquerade ever. Then.
The game could have been
Oh
good
my
They
though. That's
god.
the
just,
fucked
I
up
don't
part.
know. I mean,
Yeah,
a
it could
lot
have
of
been really
bad
good.
games could have
Servers
been
were
good.
garbage. I mean, that was mainly
Connection
servers.
issues. I mean, hey, Lerone did
That
his
shit was
thing,
disgusting.
and he didn't have to shoot a bullet. I mean, I was just running through people with, what was this? Was it knives or swords or something?
It was a
Katanas, baseball
katana.
bats, and stuff.
Yeah.
Katana was bodying motherfuckers, bro. Oh my goodness.
It was very strong.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
But yeah, Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is coming out. It lives. God bless America. Hopefully it's good.
God bless America.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers
Yeah,
crossed
here's
indeed.
hoping. Here's hoping.
It'll work
Here's
out.
something that happened a little bit more recently, but Unity, which is a game engine,
Oh my
decided that
god.
they thought it'd be a good idea to
Mm.
charge people every time they install a game using it. Charge the developers for any time a player or
Mhm.
somebody wanted to play the game. Every install, including reinstall.
What you mean?
Pretty
That's
wild
Yep.
decision. Pretty wild decision.
I feel like that
Doesn't
was
get
definitely a
smarter
lawsuit
than
waiting to
that.
happen.
This decision has been met with an appropriate level of backlash. It was pretty wild. I'm pretty sure they're running it back heavily.
Yeah.
Oh, they can't run it
That's
back. It's over
crazy.
with. The goodwill is gone.
Oh no, they
Goodwill is
definitely had
gone,
an
but
update and they
the
changed some things
charge.
on it.
Yeah. They're
They
not gonna
did, but
charge
they
people. That's
can't
wild.
ever. They can't go all the way back. No, I believe they
yeah,
still
that's
plan on charging them. They just changed
Oh
the way
yeah,
that
I'm
it's
just saying,
gonna.
like they definitely backed up some stuff. It's not as aggressive as it used to be.
Mm.
Like they definitely
Well,
brought back a couple things.
if they're still charging
No, they
people, rest in
did.
peace, Unity. Their
Yeah,
engine was
for
kind of
real.
whack. I'm not gonna lie. Never really liked any games on Unity, but I appreciate your existence to support the indie developers out there, and you will not be missed. Apparently.
Hey, you can come
Yeah.
in being the best, having the best intentions and being the biggest hero, but I never think you can't go out a villain. All it
Oh
takes is
I
yeah,
one
mean,
they
stupid
going out with
decision.
villains.
y'all heard about what the CEO said, right? About how he had wanted
Didn't he?
black people with EA. Yeah, he said he wanted to charge people
Oh
for
yeah.
reloading their gun because they ain't thinking about how much a dollar's gonna cost at that point in time.
Yeah, he said it's all
Yeah.
about when you charge them, not how you charge them.
Mm.
Because like if you charge them for a mag 30 minutes into a game, it's not right. But if you charge them like two months into the game, then we got something.
The moment I have to pay for a mag, I'm deleting your game. It's that
It's
simple.
it's pretty
Pretty
wild that
much.
there's somebody who can say something like that can be a CEO of a company.
In a room full of people and they agree.
Yeah, like that's wild. That man's
They're
opinion
hyping
allowed
them
out
up,
of his
nodding
mouth.
their heads like who?
That's
That's
wild.
crazy.
Meanwhile, on the other hand, we have Phil Spencer, who I honestly think might be the best CEO ever. I'm up for arguments there, but genuinely seems like he likes video games and he wants to like do cool shit with video games. Unfortunately, his dirty laundry has a manner of getting out to the public in a
Oh
massive
no.
Microsoft Xbox leak that has occurred showing plans from like back in 2020 or something like that, showing like next generation of consoles that we have now, their mid-console upgrades when they want to launch those, what they're going to look like technically, different games they had planned to release, different games they had wanted to make sequels to already by now, which is
Hmm.
pretty funny. Showed off a bunch of new games that were like leaked, like it's supposed to be like a new Doom game in development, it's supposed to be remastered from Fallout 3 and Oblivion, bunch of other stuff, but also his plans to buy Nintendo, which, wild plans,
I
make
give him
perfect
credit
sense
for his
financially.
scope.
Yeah,
You know, is very
and it would be
impressive, but
cool, but that's
that
never
is
gonna
not
happen.
happening.
Yeah.
Nintendo was
What do you
They
think
were
about
Nintendo
buying?
is not Nintendo would never sell to a
they
Western
were willing to go
company.
bankrupt before they had did that.
I feel
Exactly.
like they would too. Like that's crazy. They have the
You ever
money, I'm sure, but like they
thought of
don't
Oh
want
yeah,
the
playing
for
money.
sure.
Legend of Zelda and then your Master Sword breaks and then you gotta pay $1 to fix it?
Oh
Oh
no.
no.
Oh no,
Oh
no
yeah.
indeed.
Yeah,
Something
wild.
else I wanted to talk
Absolutely
about. I wanted to hear
wild.
your guys' opinions on this. I saw this. There's going to be a My Hero Academia pseudo battle royale game coming out.
Not
Oh
touching it.
god, no.
I think it's supposed to be called My Hero Ultra Rumble. And it's supposed to be like 8 teams of 3, duking it out, melee combat.
No.
I just pictured it.
No.
I just picture every one team getting dogpiled by all the other teams.
Yeah, I don't know the intricacies of
Ooh-wee.
the combat, but I'm sure if it's melee combat, it could be abused heavily, and
Oh,
that'd
it's
be
gotta
very
be.
funny to watch.
Well, you make it sound like you want to play it one time for the one time.
If it was free,
Is it not?
I don't think it's
Don't
gonna.
pay no money on that.
Oh,
I don't know. I mean, that would make
I
sense if
mean,
it was free. Now that I'm talking about it, but I
I
don't
feel
think
like
it will
most
be.
battle royales are free.
Yeah.
But I mean, we can play it once,
Uh,
realize how bad it is, because I said it would, and then we can, get rid of it. That's fine. I don't know. I'm just over battle royales in general.
100%. I was kind of hoping Denzel's input. He's the battle royale guy,
Who knows? He might be
His
but
spirit
talking
is
he
over
may
with
or may
us.
here.
not be present at the moment. Yeah, he
Oh
might be
yeah.
talking
Well, I
and his mic's
mean,
freaking out.
yeah, my mic is acting up a little bit, but I'll tell you right now that is gonna be fucking garbage. I wouldn't even download that shit unless it's just for like some shits and giggles, because I have
Yeah.
no
Oh, that's
fucking faith.
definitely the point.
Oh
I
yeah, but now
mean,
go try to play unironically.
look, brother, I'm just letting you know right now that shit is gonna be
Denzel used to
horrible.
be the spokesperson for battle royales, bro. He
Yep.
had us. He was trying to have us
Oh,
download all
I love a
types
good
of
battle
battle
royale.
royales. What was that one from
I
Ubisoft that
love a good battle
crashed and
royale.
burned? Something skate.
Hyper Hyperscape?
Hyperdrift, Hyperscape.
Yeah,
There was that one,
Hyperscape.
and then
I
what
mean,
was
I'm
the
be real
spell
with you.
one?
They kind of fucked that game.
Spell
They kind of
something. I
fucked
can't
that
remember none
game.
of these games.
Spellbreak.
Is that
Spellbreak
it?
was
Spellbreak?
actually pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah,
Spellbreak was actually pretty good. It was a great concept, but just not executed to its full potential. I think.
feel like
I'm
that
also
was the
just going through
majority
the
of the
battle
game.
royale fatigue at this point, man. Like, it's too many of them. I played too many battle royales. It's generally the
Here I
same
was
shit.
hoping
I just
most of them would die out and just keep the core, the core ones that are still doing well. I guess Warzone sells does well. I want to say. I mean, people still play it. Warzone,
I wish
Apex,
Warzone didn't sell. I think that's like fucking
I
cancerous.
believe. Warzone, Apex, and I guess Fortnite, right? Are those the main?
Is PUBG still
Do
a thing?
people still play PUBG? Yeah, do people still play
I
Probably.
would
that?
imagine.
I think
It's
so.
got to be some people.
That's like the
So,
granddaddy of
oh,
all
I
fucking battle
forgot.
royales,
What is
really.
it? PUBG and what's the other one? Uh,
DayZ,
the super realistic one. Uh, not Daisy.
Tarkov, Escape from Tarkov.
Tarkov. Yeah.
I've never played that.
That is a battle royale, but it's like less of a battle royale. Like
Hmm.
very few players, a lot of AI, a bunch of gear stuff, from my understanding.
Shoot, very dedicated fan base.
I mean, I'm gonna be real. The
Well,
battle royale like trend is at the end of its lifespan. Like that's really what it comes
It
down
needs to
to.
speed up.
Because I mean, I was getting
Huh.
tired of playing Call of Duty for all those years. I was tired of just playing basic multiplayer. Like all of that shit was the same thing. Battle Royale when it first came out was like a breath of fresh air because it was a whole new concept. But that concept is now about 5 to 7 years old. So it's like, well, now it's getting to the point where I kind of just want to go back to a multiplayer game sometimes, basic
Yeah.
multiplayer, shooting, kill another team, shit like that. But hopefully there's a new interesting concept that comes out or like new
That
game.
they can
I'm not really into
just
looter shooter shit
suck
either. I think that's
dry.
just kind of played out to a certain degree too, because it's like you can only shoot and loot so much. You can only shoot and loot so much.
But
okay.
I do agree. But I
Speaking
feel
of
like
shooting and looting so much, I guess you should tell it to Ubisoft because they have just announced that Division 3 is
Division
on the
3.
way.
I was
Oh
just about to say that. You
no,
beat me to it.
It's
Why,
about
why
to
is
be
they getting
sad
0-0 from
times.
Lerone?
bruh. I didn't even, bro. I remember y'all playing that, G.
Bruh.
The nonsense I
Actually, I
witnessed.
remember liking the first one.
I
The
love the
first
first
one,
game.
the first one was good. It's just the second one.
I mean, the first
You-
one
I
was
don't think I
great
played
until
too
they
much of the
patched a
second
bunch
one.
of it. They kept changing things in the first game. They added crazy stuff, and they just ruined it hard as hell. And they made it so terrible. That bonuses and shit just completely ruining the whole a whole deal pretty much playing the game. Like they ruined the gameplay. The second game did a lot to try to bring that back, and I think it did it really well. Problem is they made it so no reason to really go into the dark zone, which is like the coolest thing in the first game. The dark zones were spread out; they were smaller. The location overall in the game was not as interesting as cold, dreary, desolate New York City. Like that was primo location. And Division 2 was like stunny, slightly overgrown DC, which could have been interesting, but just I don't know, it just didn't feel as enticing as the first game. But
Well,
I
I'm
mean, it
interested in the
could be
third
really
game.
good though.
Yeah, I'm interested.
if
Sure.
anything, it's probably gonna be extremely average. But then again,
Probably.
I have a very dour viewpoint when it comes to Ubisoft as a whole, anyway. So I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, Ubisoft is
they love
definitely on
pooping out the cookie cutter.
the down.
And they've been on the down for a long time.
I'm still
I
waiting
love
for
a good
Ubisoft to be
template,
again.
but I'll tell you right
I mean,
now, I don't be
yeah, but
looking forward to that shit.
templates can be great for very specific things. Like a resume, if it works, don't change it. You know, but if you like say someone gave you a comic book to read, right? In every chapter everything happened the same way, regardless of if the
Oh,
characters
so
were
you're saying
different.
like a certain series of movies,
Yes.
and certain series of
It's
movies
like,
that are losing interest in the mass public.
I mean, yeah, because yes, the writing is
We've
awful, the
been seeing them
characters
for
are
the last
awful, the
10
CGI
years.
is awful. I mean, it's not even the fact that people
Yeah,
have
that they're
watched them for
awful. I
so
thought they're
long.
exactly the
It's
same.
yeah, like the quality is dropping like exponentially with each movie. It's like if somebody was like, "Hey,
That's
we
not
want to watch
necessarily
the
true.
There's a couple that are good, but for the most part, no, he's right.
I
when the
mean,
couple is
yeah, I'm
what
just saying, like
like Spider-Man and Guardians."
Yeah,
Spider-Man and
pretty
Guardians.
much.
Yeah,
Well, James Gunn is gone, so that's out, and Spider-Man was all
is
right.
he?
I'll give you
James
that.
Gunn is back.
To
Yeah.
Marvel?
What do you mean?
Not
Yeah,
to
I
he
thought he was
made.
Marvel.
moving
He
to
was never in
DC.
Marvel, was he? He made Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm
Yeah,
saying he made
he's making
Guardians, but
DC.
James Gunn is going to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
making
yeah,
DC stuff, so they're
yeah.
not really like Marvel's not going to really be able to
He
call on James
might.
Gunn.
You don't know that.
I mean,
And
that's
that would be double dipping for the big paycheck.
Oh
yeah.
Shit,
no.
I would if I had the
They don't
opportunity to.
have
I damn sure.
what you call it,
Fuck it. Anti-compete.
no stipulations
Oh,
with
I
I
that.
don't
don't
care.
think it's.
But I
I don't
mean,
think they
even if
care. If
it's
that
not
guy can
that, I
make
feel like
good
it's more so
movies that
time.
people want to see, yeah, it's time, but depends what kind of movies he makes.
I highly doubt he's going to be making as many. Like I like James Gunn stuff. It's good. It's good stuff. But James Gunn cannot hold Marvel up by himself. And they literally got
I mean, I don't think.
what was it? Ant-Man. Did y'all see Ant-Man?
Nope.
Yeah, I saw that shit.
It was awful. But
It wasn't horrible, but it
the
was
dude who
not
they
Completely
had
great.
different.
writing the script was literally writing the script. He was writing it as he was doing it. Like, and this was the first time this man has ever done like worked with Marvel. Like this is the first time he was ever in this position. So you're telling me you gave a first timer, we'll just say, you let him play with $300 million for what exactly? Like if that was me, if that was my company, I'm giving it to people who I know can deliver. I feel like a lot of the Marvel movies as of recently have been made under either like stupid restrictions, as in they're making it as they go, or like, they made the script in 2 weeks and they just went with it. But regardless,
Yeah,
they're
it's weird. I don't know why.
I feel like they are. I mean, at the rate they're losing money and the deficits are becoming bigger and bigger with each movie, save
Bro.
two.
Don't forget about
Uh,
the shows. Secret Invasion. Oh boy,
oh
Did that come
yeah,
out?
it did.
yes.
It was horrible.
I'm not even talking
What
about the.
the
They
hell?
already said that they're gonna
Yeah,
cut down on a lot of the shows.
they got
Why'd
to.
they cut the good shows? Like I like Jessica Jones. I like Luke Cage. I like Daredevil.
The Netflix shows.
Yeah.
Who wrote those? They need to hire them because they know what they were doing. But I'm pretty sure those aren't the same people writing these because you can tell because they're awful. Uh,
I'm more
yeah,
sad he never got to see like you saw Ghost Rider in the one Agents of Shield thing, but you never saw him after that.
they don't know what to do, and I'm pretty
Sucks.
sure Disney's hands are very deep into that bag of, well, at this point, bag of excrement.
Yeah.
If they left them alone, let them kind of do their thing, maybe the stuff would come out a little bit better. Probably would, but I mean, they literally have the people working for them by the throat, so I don't know what you're expecting. Like, if you have
It's crazy.
Joe
Secret
mandates
Invasion is
in
a
your
TV
movies,
series. What?
it
Yeah,
should have been like,
starring Nick Fury. Like what?
Yeah, it's really
yeah,
bizarre.
it's bad. I mean,
Really
I think
bad.
that was one of the
Like Hulk doesn't even have a movie in that
worst
verse,
rated
right? Or he
shows
has
to
just the
date,
one.
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, just the one.
Like, what are you doing?
They don't know what they're doing. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
the
problem.
problem. Freaking friendly ass Hulk nowadays.
How
Jesus.
did we
I
start
think they
talking
made
about
the
Marvel?
first two Hulk movies canon, didn't they?
Did they? Maybe.
Oh, we did that because we talked about Ubisoft being copy and
Ubisoft,
paste.
yeah. I mean, that Star Wars game that looked good that they were making. That looked decent. Assassin's Creed Mirage is coming out. I didn't think that looked that good, but we'll
I
see.
honestly thought Assassin's Creed Mirage was just the remake of the first Assassin's Creed.
I mean, I think it's supposed to pretty much be like that, but there's definitely a little bit more stuff going on. I don't know
I
if it's
mean,
going to be
I'll give it a
fun.
fair shake. I will, because
I definitely
I
want to
don't
see
like
it.
the, but will I
I
buy
don't think
it?
it has the parkour of
Nah.
Unity, which was like the most fun part of that game. I don't think it has the combat of 4, which I think was like the best of the classic combat system. Like I don't know what they're kind of doing. I think the biggest problem with our new Assassin's Creed games was the combat. I think Odyssey did a much better job than Valhalla did. I never played Origins. I'm assuming it was similar, but like they made the combat like too RPG focused, not
Yeah.
action focused.
One thing I want to say
Mm.
about the newest Assassin's Creed. Have you seen any of the gameplay?
I've seen a little.
When you hit people, they don't like react.
They don't react still to like
It was
RPG
so
enemies.
weird. Like they're standing there, like you hit somebody with a sword, like like in the old ones, they would flinch or stumble back.
Hey, I mean they would
They,
die in a couple hits.
I'm saying, but like you hit somebody, like they don't react, like they don't flinch.
Yeah,
It's kind of just they just kind of tank it, and I guess they
there's
swing,
severe
and you can
animation
parry it, or
lacking.
yeah,
That was always Assassin's Creed, in my opinion. Assassin's Creed's biggest strength is the animations they had. Like Assassin's Creed One,
Yeah.
when it first came out, how smooth the animations of him like moving through the crowd, jumping through windows, jumping over stalls, running away, climbing up buildings, fighting people. Like that's what sold that to me. And then they just kind of improved upon that in every game. Like AC2 added like the multi takedowns, the dual jumping takedowns of the gun, better parkour, more animation. Um, Assassin's Creed 3 has like the sickest dual wield combat animations I've ever seen in anything. Like it's so dope. Fucking running up like a tree, like rope darting into a tree thing, landing on a dude on a horse, picking up his musket, like all in a smooth animation. Like it looks beautiful. Not to mention the pirate combat in that game. And then AC4 kind of just went crazy with the melee combat and evolved. The whole game was based on the pirate combat, right?
yeah.
And then Unity had the most realistic parkour out of all of them. It was all
See, I would like to go
animation.
back to Unity and do the co-op stuff. It's funny because I
Yeah, I
had
would too.
such a bad time with the game overall. Like
When did that
I
come
straight up
out?
2000 and I I know it was after high school. I want to say
2014. End of
2014. Yeah, I
2014.
graduated
November.
2012, so 2 years after I graduated high school. So, yeah, yeah, I would like to go back and actually have a
The
proper.
problem is that it'll probably work better on PS5, but it would work better on PC. Like it's still
See,
gonna be 30 FPS, 1080p on PS5.
I mean, I just meant the fact that it might actually work
Might not be buggy,
because it
yeah. Yeah, you're
took
right.
I know the initial. Did it take? Because when did we? I remember like I had a lot of games. That was one of the games I fell through world first mission, and it kind of just turned me
I
off.
remember I
Oof.
was there.
Yeah, the
That
co-op
was
when
almost
it
10
worked
years
was
ago.
cool. It's crazy, right?
Wow, the hell. I
10
remember that.
years
We're
ago.
sitting there with
What the
Rodney on
fuck?
Skype as he was
Yup.
playing
Oh,
Unity, and just
Sky.
hearing the
Skype.
disappointment in his voice
Not
as he fell
Skype,
through the
bro.
world, had to restart. The door glitched out. He couldn't get through
Oh
the
yeah, the
door.
man
He had
got
to
stuck
restart.
in the door of the first mission, so I
Yep.
couldn't proceed. Had to restart again. That's two
I was so
strikes.
excited for that game too.
God forbid I mean, guns were a one-shot kill in that game, which didn't really help because you
Oh
couldn't take
my
human
god, that was the
shields.
biggest thing. I remember now. I went back and played it like last year, I think. I was like, why did I keep playing this game? Right? Obviously, co-op was glitchy and stuff. Right? Why did I stop? And like, you get to a certain point where the riflemen become an enemy type in the game, and it's instantly no fun. Like the game just
Yeah,
poops in its pants instantly. It's like,
like
oh, you have ways to beat this. You have ways to beat this. If you're climbing, you're on roofs. Like you get hit, you're dead. If they see you, you're dead. Like you have like 2 seconds. You have to like perfectly dodge roll it. Like they do massive amounts of
I would
damage. They
bob
pretty
and
much
weave
insta
through
kill you.
crowds of people, honestly,
Yeah,
hoping
you
they
have to
shot
like
one of
break
the villain.
corners.
But
And
it's
it's funny
crazy
because in
because
Assassin's Creed 3, you had the way to beat the guys with
use human
guns. You would like
shields.
take human shields. And it
I
was
guess
just
they didn't
missing, and it
feel
was
the
like
need to.
that was such a problem in that game. That shit was crazy. Very rarely do you
Yeah,
come across gameplay decisions like that you just instantly like that just ruined the game. That's crazy.
yeah, it was awful.
Yeah,
It
I
was
wanted to
that
be
and the
good again.
fact that the
Sure.
frames would drop to like 5 with
Yeah, it was rough.
maybe
But the
like
game
20
did look
people
incredible.
on screen.
I
It
don't
would
understand how that game looked that good. It still looks
it,
good.
it did look
10
beautiful,
years
yes.
later, doesn't make any
And
sense.
I'm pretty sure they fixed because it would be worse when the riflemen would aim. I think they'd give you some type of notification when they took aim or you saw it. But there wasn't really anything you could do because you were looking at still images at that point. Like running through crowds was so bad that I just wanted to shut the game off. And I think that honestly that was the last Assassin's Creed game I bought was Unity because I didn't feel like Ubisoft
I'm
games
actually
like what is it
looking at gameplay for Mirage, and it just looks like the other games. Looks like another reskin of
yeah,
their open world games, which sucks.
and I feel like that's the problem. Well, see, no, it's not the problem. Problem is if they go back to the older games, I feel like it would be far more fun. But you gotta reinvent some stuff because well, the older games were pretty easy,
I mean, it's just
but I didn't want the
combat looks so
RPG.
jank. Like the animations are so jank.
They look awful. I'm
Yeah,
like, you
they
could
look
have just
bad.
reused stuff from all the other games.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Why
what the
didn't you?
hell is that?
Like, you smack somebody with a sword, they just stand there.
That's just the way like he's attacking. Like he's attacking like he's an anime character. Like it's ridiculous. You know, like there was such subtlety and like genuine beauty in like the animation of like the old Assassin's Creed games, and this just looks
Because it was
ridiculous. Like
grounded.
people are glowing when they're doing attacks. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it
this
was
is like
definitely grounded.
ridiculous.
It's like, depending on the sword you had, you swing it differently because of the type of sword it was. Like a rapier, you poke, you don't swing.
Yeah.
Scimitar, you swing. Stuff, small stuff. Halberds, you gotta give the wide swings. Stuff that made it look nice. The games don't look nice anymore.
That shit looks so jank. That's crazy.
look
I really thought those
pretty
animations would be
bad.
different. This is like literally the exact same animations from Valhalla and Odyssey. That's sad.
So yeah, I got no faith in
We
no
got to
faith
get
in
back to
Ubisoft
Brotherhood,
until they show
man.
me otherwise.
We
I
got to
mean,
get
honestly,
back
I
to
feel like
Brotherhood.
Brotherhood was my peak. Like Revelations was
That
alright,
was
but
the
that's my
peak
favorite.
overall. Like I loved Brotherhood, bro. I would go back and replay that game, low key.
I actually bought the Ezio collection.
I forgot
It
that
was,
came out.
yeah, that's where I draw the
I
line.
forgot that it came out too.
Ezio collection is where I draw the line. I will not be I don't know. Ubisoft got to show me something different and good, because you can switch it up and it could be worse. So I need something better.
Animation is so goofy, dude. Looking at this, it's like ridiculous.
Because I saw it was like a 10-15 minute gameplay trailer. I'm like, this does not, this don't give me no type of confidence that this game is going to be good. So
Yeah.
I'm like, you can give them as many chances as you're gonna sell me the same sandwich that I don't like over and over and over again. Don't expect me to keep coming to the restaurant to buy a sandwich.
Yeah. Oh, hopefully Ubisoft gets their act together before they go to business. But we do have to move on here. Talking too much about these boneheads. I mean, there's so much news to cover. Like, there's so many games. Is there anything specific you guys want to talk about? Probably not, I imagine.
Specifically about the stuff that's coming out.
Any of the news, any of the games coming out?
Dragon's Dogma, Final Fantasy VII.
Oh,
We
okay,
could
yeah, we
probably
could do
split
that.
this. We could split this up into like, what I'm saying, two parts
Yeah,
if
I
stuff
mean,
starts getting
there's a
long in
lot
the
of
tooth.
games, right?
Yeah.
We'll talk about Final Fantasy VII Dragon's Dogma. We'll probably end it after that. I think that's a good point. FF7 Rebirth. I know Lerone has not played Intergrade. Denzel, did you play it?
Integrate.
Just the first one, I mean.
Yeah. Well, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
That game is fantastic. Yeah, you did. I remember we talked about this. Lerone's capping, not playing it. I don't know what Lerone's doing. Gotta play it.
Yeah, he wildin'.
I'm gonna knock it out before the year is over.
Wildin'.
Game is fantastic.
Really good.
Everything I wanted Final Fantasy 16 to be, pretty much.
Yeah.
In terms of gameplay. Pretty wild. The story's excellent, even with their, like, crazy, mix up they got going on. But the Rebirth stuff they showed, I don't understand how that game looks that good and is gonna run as good as they say it's gonna run and be as big as it is. Like, it's doing the impossible. And I wouldn't believe them except they showed it. Like, it was like, how is this magic occurring on the screen right now?
It's crazy.
But, like,
I
it looks
mean,
incredible. The gigantic. They said it's an open world. Like, a real open world. Like, not just
That's
big
crazy.
zones. Like, actually seamless open world.
it definitely
I
looked
want to
pretty
see
good
what
from
they
what I
mean
saw.
about, like, are we gonna have our own airship and
I don't know if you're gonna
or
have an
is it gonna
airship.
be?
They
Because
showed
like there
they
could be a
showed
lot of
chocobo
definitions
riding.
of open world. Like as long as they don't.
Well, like people were asking them. They were like, "Is it big separated areas or is it like one big open world?" And they're like, "There's some loading zone in between like some areas, but it's pretty much a giant open world." Like they didn't say it was a bunch of separated big areas. I mean, I would have been fine with that too, but like that's crazy. It's a giant open world. They said like the chocobos, like in the original, you're gonna have all these different types of chocobos that are gonna allow you to do different things like climb up mountains, glide, swim. It's also crazy.
Hop on
Swimming
that.
is gonna be a thing.
What is the Segway? Hop on that Segway.
The segue writing. I'm so hyped for it. Let me tell you.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna
Love
lie. The fact
segues.
they had me the moment that you could play as Sephiroth, bro, I was like, nigga,
Yeah,
what?
right off the bat,
They knew what
you
they
get
were
to play
doing
as
with that.
Sephiroth.
They
I
knew
mean, I think it's
exactly
Like,
what they were
cool
doing.
that this is why I want to mess with Ever Crisis too, because like I like the idea of Sephiroth not being just ridiculously evil.
Hmm
I don't know how you boys feel about that.
I mean, I always wanted to like. I love like Crisis stuff, the stuff that happened before Seven, obviously. And there's a lot of untapped potential because there's a lot of
Yeah, because like,
there's a lot of characters in Final Fantasy VII. Most of them
yeah,
are honestly
Mm.
dead and gone or buried by the time
yeah.
Seven rolls around. Like,
I feel like Sephiroth is like such an iconic, villain, and he's always shows like just a crazy psycho bitch.
yeah,
Showing him how he went crazy, I think is cool because I think he's an interesting character, especially that he
yeah.
wasn't just, I'm just an evil asshole. He was like, no, he was a hero at one point. He was a good guy. What happened?
Man, pretty much went
Like
crazy.
that's
Like, I
yeah,
like
he
that.
went nuts over the course. I like them showing it. I think that's cool. I like they showing. Did you see the demo at all?
Of Ever Crisis.
No, of Rebirth.
Oh yes.
Did you
Was
see
it?
how like they have Cloud in the flashback and he's acting like Zack,
Yeah.
like his mannerisms and everything? Like that was super cool.
See, I'm so curious what they're
Oh, and not
gonna
to mention
do.
the twists they got going on there. I don't even want to say it because Lerone doesn't even know about it. But
Yeah.
A1, I am super interested what they're gonna do. I'm assuming it's going to end the same as the original, and you're gonna have to defeat the big bad by teaming up. But I am interested. I wouldn't mind if it didn't end the same way. Some people were saying they didn't like that. I don't know what you feel.
I mean,
I don't know, man. It's gonna be
it's
kind of
it's a
crazy.
retelling. Like, I don't mind a retelling. Like, the original story was fine. It was good. I enjoy it. But I definitely like the turn they're taking with this.
Yeah.
Very
I'm just saying,
curious.
I don't think certain people need to die.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, they
Maybe
gotta
I
you.
don't
switch
know, man. I
something. I
think she
mean,
might have to get
you
clapped
gotta
up.
switch something up.
I don't know. I think you can still tell a good story. I think you still make impactful choices. You can show Sephiroth wiping out a village of people you just did a whole side quest for. Maybe you went through a whole town, for like an hour, like one of the towns from FF7 Remake, and then you come back later and it's just been rinsed. I think that can hit, maybe not as hard, but pretty hard. Maybe,
It's a canon event.
maybe Eric's mom is in there or something. Oh no.
Hey, yo.
Maybe Barrett's, I don't want to say Barrett's daughter gets it, but that would be more messed up. Like, there's other characters they could do. Who knows? Maybe it'll just be the people they brought back and switch up. I know
Shall
they
No
did
see.
matter
say
what they
that.
do, it'll be pretty
I'm pretty sure
cool.
Vincent's not going to be playable. I know for a fact Sid's
Yeah.
not going to be playable.
See,
I
that
think they're
makes me
going to be in the
sad
party. It
because
does make you
Vincent is
sad,
the
but I think
homie. With
Vincent's probably going to be in the
Dirgesaurus, bro.
party. Oh my god.
What they need to
Dirge
do
server
is
stuff is going to
remake
be in
Dirge's
there.
servers, cuz.
They're going to put more Dirge server stuff, God bless you, in this game.
Good. Now, when you say,
They're going to make it not terrible.
I would hope so.
Like some of the characters and affiliations stuff.
I mean, a lot of the characters from Dirge is very important to Seven,
Yeah.
or at least Vincent's backstory is important to Seven. Him, like, yeah, him, Hojo, a bunch of key characters. His father, a
Fucking
bunch of stuff.
Hojo,
So I'm
bro.
curious. Like, Hojo was out there clapping cheeks. like,
Was.
like that man had a whole kid. It's crazy, cause that man's a. He looks like he has bodies under the floorboard.
He definitely does. He definitely
I mean, to be
makes
fair,
experiments out of it too.
she was willing to do it for an experiment, which is even more messed up.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll talk about that some other time. But yeah, I'm definitely looking to Final Fantasy VII. Like, yeah,
I want
super
Knights of the
hype.
Round. I don't think we're getting Knights of the Round. I think Knights of the Round is probably going to
Can
be
it
working
be a
to
10-minute
the.
cutscene?
I think it's going to be working to the story, and I think it's going to be a big thing in the third game.
The third one is the final one, right?
Yeah.
3 parts? Okay, yeah, okay.
3 parts. I'm assuming you're going to be fighting some weapons in this, or at least seeing them.
Yeah, they definitely mentioned them in some of the trailers and whatnot.
Yeah.
So they're starting to stir up. So yeah.
Gonna be a lot of
Yeah.
content. At least like 100 hours of content, which is nuts.
100 hours. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm at the point in my life now where I ain't really trying to see motherfuckers talk about 100 hours of content, bro. Give me a good 30, 40 hours so I can beat the game and be happy with my life and move on to the next one. I ain't even gonna lie.
I think it's gonna be 100 hours of content. Then
I'm cool with it.
I think
Yeah,
you're
that
gonna
shit ain't
like
gonna
every
get
minute.
done.
You know
That
he
shit ain't
is.
getting done by me, man. It
I
ain't
don't
getting
know.
done by me.
Well, I mean,
Either
we'll let you
way,
know.
yeah, we'll have a whole
Yeah.
discussion about it too. While Lerone must do it.
I see.
That's crazy. Lerone hasn't even played the first one.
That is crazy.
Yeah, this man is wilding, bro. Somebody put in the
Now look,
comment section
my plan was
that
to
this nigga needs to play the
do one
game.
when they're close together. Cause when I found out it wasn't just the when I found out it wasn't like just straight up the game just remastered. Like the game wasn't actually over at the first one. Like all right, I just play them all together.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I think I
9
do
years
like
later.
this, right? Just sit down, do
Yeah,
'em.
Mm-hmm.
that's wild. I mean, it makes sense,
And
but it's also wild.
like right now, like I feel better playing the game like the end of this year and then just waiting a couple bit before playing the new one. Then if I had
Yeah.
played it with y'all, then like waited all this time for that shit.
Yeah. We're gonna spoil the shit out of an accident right now. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII's looking good. I'm interested. Want to play, of course. Awesome. Also, I forgot before we get into Dragon's Dogma 2, they talked about Dishonored 3. Their games being leaked. I know the road like Dishonored.
That crap was so funny.
I don't know if you're ready for that to happen to you again, though.
Look, man, if they can recreate some of just the magic that was in the last two, I'm down. But I don't know, man. But there's yeah, that's Bethesda, right? Am I right? Am I
They
capping?
published it. Arcane
They
is the
probably.
developer.
Oh, okay, then never mind that. I have faith in it.
Yeah. Deathloop was good, too, so they seem to be on a good roll.
Uh,
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into Dragon's Dogma 2. 9 minutes of
Dragon's
gameplay and a
Dogma
bunch of
2.
TGS gameplay. Unfortunately, not making a return, I don't believe.
Aw.
Um,
We can't fly into
from what I
free.
could tell, you could fly animals in this game. They showed that in the trailer. Some guy like riding a griffin or something.
Yeah, like over the
Kind of
town.
nuts. Yeah, like over stuff.
So like, I'm
They
curious, like
show
if you let go or
crazy.
your stamina.
I don't know if it was a stamina thing or just riding it. Like I don't know if it's gonna be mounts stuff. Like, I have no idea.
That'd be
Very
cool. I
interesting
mean,
though.
if the place is as big as it is, you're probably gonna need some type of
Yeah, so I'm
fast travel or
assuming
mount.
the game is going to be what the original was supposed to be. Since they're not doing co-op and they're bringing a lot of the Dragon's Dogma Online stuff. I'm assuming this is going to be the Dragon's Dogma 1 game they wanted to make. Um, they are nerfing the fan favorite class. I don't even think
Yeah.
Mystic Knight's going to be in the game. Maybe it will, but I don't think so from what they've talked about. Maybe there'll just be even more classes. I'm assuming there's going to be more than 9, but Strider's not going to be a thing, at least default.
Sad.
Default classes are going to be Archer, Thief, Fighter, and Mage, which are interesting, but you know, not having Strider's big sad. I don't know. I don't know what else is going to come. Now they showed Magic Spear Hand, which is a Fighter and Mage thing, I believe.
I wonder if they're
It
gonna
looked
add all the
okay.
stuff that they
The
had in the online, because they had a lot of
I
classes
think
that were
that
in
was
there.
an online class or it was similar. Because the way the Archer is, I think is almost exactly like the online one. I think the Thief is almost like the Thief one. And I believe what was the one? They showed Magic Archer, which I think is look they showed more similar to the online version with more support.
Hmm.
So
Mm.
we'll see.
I'm curious to see how it's turning. I feel like it's gonna be all of the greatness that we remember. First one plus more.
I hope so. I hope the story is heavily, stepped up. Capcom doesn't do good
Berserk.
stories.
You said
And
they
they don't. They
don't
don't
do
do.
good
They
stories?
don't. Oh, when is the last Capcom game with a good story?
I mean, Devil May Cry.
Street Fighter 5, man, where Ryu popped up on the
Was that
moon
a
out of
good
nowhere, man.
story?
I mean,
No.
would you consider
I
the
forgot
first,
about
like,
This nigga's
that.
well, like the first Dragon's Dogma didn't have a story.
Dragon's Dogma Star. It was interesting. It had like interesting lore. The main plot was like very short. It was very brief. Not a lot gets explained. And it's obviously cut up. They delve
Yeah.
deeper into that berserk thing there. They cut like with the splitting combination of the realms. I think it could be interesting. At least I don't know if it can pose like a really strong narrative. Like how do you create a really strong narrative with a character that's not a named character? He's not a set person. It doesn't have a name. Don't have a voice. You know,
I mean, you're just what do they call the?
you're a silent protagonist, but you're also like a
But
custom
in that
character
game
completely.
specifically, like, don't they have a
You're an
name for
arisen.
people who's yeah? I mean,
Yeah.
like, oh, what
What
is
is an
it?
arisen exactly?
Person who's had their
I
heart
played the
stolen by
entire
a
first
dragon
game.
come back to life.
Yeah, yeah. Well, then what are pawns?
People
Are they just
who
slave beings that
travel.
exist?
They're like, how did they describe them? Like lumps of clay or something like that? Like they
Yeah, they're
have no
like
real
clay
personality
that comes
except
out
the
of the rift.
personality you give them, and you kind of farm them
Yeah,
into what you need. So I feel
that's
like they're not,
weird.
yeah, not
That's hard
people
to
at
make
all, more
companions if you
so
don't have
like
companions. They're
dolls.
kind of like dolls. That's kind of weird, running around a group of dolls. It's getting weirder as you explain it.
I mean,
Right?
it's weird stuff.
They
I mean,
they gotta get
you
into
got
it.
people
They
out
gotta go
here
deep.
taking bits and pieces from Berserk. Of course, it's gonna be weird.
I mean, Berserk makes more sense. Like, you
Yeah,
have
but
a
it's still a lot
human.
of
Like,
weird stuff in Berserk.
there's a ton of weird stuff, but who's the main character?
Guts.
Grounded human man, right? Dealing with massive issues that many people deal with, right?
Yeah.
Arisen is a guy who gets his heart stolen and is running around doing quests with clay slaves. A little
Hmm.
weirder, a little harder to
It. Yeah.
get into, right? Like they have to really sell it. They have to go super hard, which they could, or at least make the world super interesting, right? The people you interact with. They said the game takes place in like two different kingdoms. I don't remember the names of it. Not the old ones though. And like political intrigues got to be going on. There's got to be like another cool side character that you come up with, you meet, you know.
Hmm.
And the gameplay, obviously. Like, they showed a bunch of gameplay. It looks very similar to one. They kept talking about like there's more and more dynamic stuff that can occur. Like they showed a ogre getting toppled over like a canyon, and he like grabs across the canyon to prevent himself from falling, and you use it as like a bridge to get across.
Then you put a mudslide on them, so
Hmm.
up in here.
Yeah, there was like a mudslide thing straight out of Monster Hunter.
I do like the monster. Like, bruh, I can think of so many cool moments in the first. popped up.
Yeah,
on
man,
the
there's a ton of
blue,
gameplay. The
you just-
music popping
yeah.
up.
Like, what was it? Fighting the cockatrice in the field.
The cockatrice, the
Finding a whole
giant
like
holder
catacomb
thing,
system at night. I'm over here getting
catacomb. Yeah,
like
going around at night
assaulted
is
by
scary as
zombies
hell.
and stuff. Yeah, like they're like, don't
Yeah.
go out, don't go out at night.
Night is dark and full of terrors.
Mhm. Like
You
it's
will get
this.
clapped up. Do not have.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
I'm
interesting.
interested.
I want
They
to
showed the
see.
gameplay. You still can't swim. They have to explain that. Like, I want explanation. Why is the brine a thing?
Oh yeah, like isn't there like a
Niggas
giant
can't
monster in
swim
the
in
ocean? Like that?
2023. What
Yeah, I
the
mean, like, there's
fuck?
something that grabs you, like, in the water. Like, you get
Yeah, it's
stuck,
like a giant
stuck
beast in the
down.
water or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like, they have to explain that. Like, that needs to be relevant some way.
I haven't thought about that in a while. Yeah, they call it the brine.
The brine
It's,
takes them arisen.
yeah, it's a lot of unanswered questions. Dragon's talking about. See,
Yep.
if anything, if they want to go the story route, they could always have. Well, well, I guess you don't really know that there's a type of cycle going on. But like,
Yeah,
what if
right.
somebody
There's
winds
no,
up
you don't.
telling you, like, do you still go? You still stay the path?
Yeah, I
Or
mean, I want to learn. I want the character to have agency in the story. I want it to be interesting.
yeah, like that's one of the main things I had an issue with in Final Fantasy 15. I'm not going to. Like, I
Yeah.
hate games where you're just like, oh, do this, do this, do this, and you're gonna die, and the character does not second guess it at all.
Nope.
Shit, fuck
Especially in
it.
JRPGs, it's always about doing that. It's
It's
always
just
about
about
fighting God.
choice, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
defying fate and all of that, and then you just be like,
Yeah.
yeah, go over here and die for us. He's like, bet.
On God.
Yeah, pretty much.
For real. 100%. I hope Dragon's Dogma go. I want Capcom to have a good story, you know? Like a
Yeah.
genuinely good story. Be like, yeah, that was really good. Like Resident Evil 7 was pretty good, I would say. I guess that was probably the best one they had.
Would you count the remakes? I felt, but they already had to, though. I guess that.
I don't think. I mean, I don't think remake story is any better than the original.
Yeah.
I guess RE2 remakes was decent. You know, as much the same as the original as well. It's just really, you know, they always become ridiculous in the end because the bad guy is like, oh, I will have my ideas realized by turning into a goop man.
Saturation.
My God, I can't. Were you there? That line gets dropped in the remake, the
You
DLC.
told me, yeah.
Yeah, the guy's like, consider the village contaminated, complete local saturation. I've almost shit my pants when I heard that. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, I want a good story. I want an interesting fantasy story because it's supposed to be like, you know, fucking Dungeons and Dragons. Because Capcom used to make a bunch of like Dungeons and Dragons beat 'em up games, and I always thought Dragon's Dogma was like the spiritual successor to those. And, you know, Dragon's Dogma, and Baldur's Gate both being based off of Dungeons and Dragons. One being extremely story focused, the other one having almost, you know, interesting ideas but no real story. Like, why? Like, Capcom could do it. Sure they can. I know, if you know they're gonna, you have absolute confidence in the gameplay, right? There's not a doubt in your mind
Mm-hmm.
that the gameplay will be fun and everything will be cool like that. I want to have that confidence with their stories.
I get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything you guys are looking forward to in the Dragon's Dogma? Due?
I think they're dead.
Enzo? Lerone? Done?
They're gonna have to
What?
bury him.
No.
All
Let's be
nothing.
real.
Can you hear me?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing. Not looking for anything. I think Denzel's asleep.
No, this mic is just absolute.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I was
Exactly.
the multiplayer.
The multiplayer.
All right.
I'm sure he's
Now we're gonna assume
continuing
he's
to
been
talk.
broken off.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's
Regardless,
what I
I
was
think
saying.
that is a good. Yeah, the multiplayer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but I think they're doing that. PC will be modded eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much wraps up
Yeah.
us for now. That was a lot of info. There's more info, obviously, but
Yeah.
can't be
That's
here
part
all
two.
day. That's part 2. Anyway,
Part two.
if anybody wants to continue seeing our stuff, where can we find Denzel at?
You can find the Catman at on YouTube as well.
That's a big cat man on YouTube. Okay, so
On
you catch
YouTube,
that.
TikTok, check it out. Check it out. New videos coming every week.
Yep. Rodney, anything? No.
Nah, man. I'm just here, man. You know what I'm saying, man? You know what
No,
I'm saying?
man.
Big bang.
He just here, man. He
Bang.
just
Slang
here
gang.
for the thing, man.
You know what I'm
Lerone,
saying? You know
I
what
know
I'm
there's
saying?
something you want to plug. What is it?
Oh yeah, you can buy my books, worldofpresence.com. Do it.
Dude, anybody who's
Yeah.
actually listening to this and
Worldofpresence.com.
you want to
Do it.
read something actually cool, you should read this man's books because he's not a dingus and he knows how to make
Yeah.
cool stuff.
And they're actually
Get
good.
it.
Yes, sir.
Take it from me.
They're
If it was
actually good.
trash, I'll tell you if it was trash. But
Oh,
it's
we
not
would be the
trash.
first to tell him, bro. Imagine
Oh
you wrote a
no.
book and it was garbage. Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Hey,
We'd roast your
hey,
ass every
bro.
time I talk to you.
Don't buy this
Oh
man's book unless
no.
it's trash. Like, no, it's actually really
That'd be
good. It was
so
good enough for me
funny.
to buy it twice, believe it or not.
It
I
is
bought a
great.
digital and a physical copy.
Yeah.
So I would definitely recommend if you like fantasy, plenty of action, and some generally good dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Go
Excellent. Some
read it.
dialogue I would hope would be in the next Dragon's Dogma game on that level.
Not gonna happen.
We'll
But
see.
we could hope.
Definitely not gonna happen.
If anything, get
You can always
Lerone into
Believe in
Capcom. You know
Capcom.
what
It
I'm
will have a
saying?
good story.
I hope
Believe.
so. And you can catch me at a Russell Jimmy YouTube.com. Stuff might happen over there, and it might also happen at a Russell Jimmy on Twitch. Check it out. But this has
Hey,
been
don't
episode
forget.
10.
Don't
What's
forget.
up?
Check us out on Slang Gang on
Oh,
YouTube as well. You
snap.
know, we're gonna have
Flying Gang
content
on
coming
YouTube.
there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Got stuff
Slang Gang,
coming.
keep
Keep
on
an eye
slinging.
out.
The gift that keep on
And
slinging,
my
man.
God.
On God, respectfully. On God,
Later.
keep slanging.
Peace.
Peace.